Hello. Um, it's just a log recording. I would like to keep uh, recording of some points which just came into my mind. I was thinking last few days about uh, dual powers, the bipolar world, the fight between North and South, the fight between Shambhala and Aghartha, or the fight between Sun and Moon, the power, the solar power and lunar power. These two powers are root controlling forces of this universe, and particularly on our Earth, when we see most of the events happening, they happen either because of the influence of these powers. So either the solar power or the moon power or the lunar power. The same history of these powers, the history of their miracles, history of their adventure, their influences on mankind, we can see in different mythologies. In Avesta, in Rigveda, in Mahabharata, and then later Puranas, or even in modern history, we can see the parallels, uh, parallel stories we can see. The I still don't know which is the root power, but I will say that these two powers exist since long time of human and history of our planet, and each of this power has some speciality. Like the solar power has advantage in the mind. They are more powerful in the astral world, the world of our dreams, or the subtle world. And the lunar power is more powerful in the physical realm, on our body. In the physical world, the lunar power is more active. So the center of the lunar power is the material universe, it's the underground. And the center of the solar power is up in the sky, it's in the North Pole, uh, it's in the ethereal, it's in the ethereal world. So these two powers are fighting since time eternal. When we see the story of Manu, the king, the first king on the earth, the son of Surya, he is also the Yama, the god of death. Because Yama is also called first dead human being, Martyanam Prathamo, the one who died first among the humans. So Manu and Yama are the same person. So the story starts with the flood, the great flood, which came long back, which is also mentioned in the Bible in the story of Noah. So when the great flood came, the story says that Manu built a big ship and put all the important representative of every being, every animal, every bird, every snake, every human or animal race, he put that being into his ship. And the great seven rishis he put inside the ship. And he took the ship towards Meru. And then when the flood stopped, when the water went down, Then he came on the earth and established the kingdom. And then from Manu descended two kingdoms, one the solar race and the one lunar race through his daughter Ila. Interesting thing to note in this myth is Manu, the ship is the symbolic thing. The flood came on the earth, and where exactly the Manu went with all these representative of every gene you can see, or every uh, living being. According to the occult perspective, Manu went underground. The ship is the symbolic thing. He went underground and he created his own world inside the earth. And that world is, after Manu, that world belonged to Ila. In Rigveda, the Ila is called the great Asura king. It's the material power. It's the material side of our soul. It's material side of our humanity, you can say. So the Ila, or E, you can say, is the Lord of the underworld. And the sun, the Manu's descendant of solar race, are the lords of the astral world. They are the stars of the north. And Ila is the treasure in the underworld. So these two rival powers, you can see represented in many mythological stories. In the Mahabharata story, in the first book of the Mahabharata, the Adi Parva, the revenge story between eagles and snakes is mentioned. How eagles and snakes destroy each other's families, and the rivalry continues. And the storyteller says the disadvantage or the drawback of the emotion of revenge is that the revenge never ends. It just continues. And then he explains the story of Mahabharata, the story between Pandav and Kaurav, the Shantanu and Pandu, Dhritarashtra and their descendants, and it just continues. The rivalry is continued. Because the same story you can see in the Ramayana, the rivalry between Ram and Ravan. Ravan is again the king of Patal world, the lower world regions related to the America and southern pole, south pole. And the Rama is the king of the north, the heaven. He is a friend of Indra. The same story you can see in the Buddhist mythology of Kal Chakratantra. The Kalki, the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, represents the Shambhala, the northern power, and he will take avatars in his 25th incarnation as the Raudra Kalki. He will destroy the Muslims. They call them Asura or Lencha. The Muslims again representative of lower power, the power, material power of the universe, the lunar power. That's why the moon has so much importance in Islam, you can say. So the fight between world is between two powers. In today's terms, we can see the one side is represented by Jews, Christians, and Islam, and the other side is represented by Buddhist, communists, and Hindus in some extent. So this is the great divide which we can see. The purpose of making this law is because so many things are involved in this. There are many videos you can see, you can search on the YouTube about Antarctica, about Aghartha, about Shambhalla, about bipolar world. I mean, many occultists recently or in the past thought about it. They wrote some books about it, but generally the most common tendencies of human mind are not for believing this kind of stuff. So it's more these things come now under conspiracy theories, because people don't believe this kind of stuff, they say. So mostly it's like that. But recently I heard about some strange things about reptilian beings, the beings who can transform into humans or clone into humans or possess human brain and act. Just about these reptilian beings, I will just make some notes. And like I said earlier, the power struggle is between the northern forces and the southern forces, between Shambhala and Aghartha. Again, they are represented as eagle and snake. Again, you can see the eagle is a vehicle of the Lord Vishnu, and the snake is a favorite of Shiva. Shiva is always favorite king of Asuras, and Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu, is always friend of great gods. So this is the struggle. And again, it's represented, like I earlier said, in the Adi Parva of Mahabharata, this revenge story between snake and eagles. So, under category of snake, there are different species involved. In Sanskrit, there are two terms, two names. Even now, people mostly say that both words for the same species, but in actual they have different meanings. The Nag and Sarpa. So most of the snakes, or you can say other species related with the snakes, they came under category Sarpa. And the Nag is a very different thing. In the Hindu mythology and in our Puranas, Nag are Ichchadhari beings. They are species which can convert themselves into human when they wish. And other time they keep themselves as a snake. So if we extend the meaning of Nag to more other species, then crocodiles and other beings other reptilian beings also can come under the term Nag. And if we go more deeper into the Sanskrit root of the Nag, then in Sanskrit, Nag is also meant for mountains and also for elephants. Now, if you see why would someone used to call mountain as a nag, then elephant as a nag, and then a snake as a nag. What is the similarity? What is the linking between mountain elephant and the snake? To understand the link between the common word nag assigned for these three entirely different things, just imagine a picture of a dinosaur. Dinosaurs were so big, they were like mountains. Some dinosaurs used to fly. And again, the dinosaurs are the species of reptilians. Now, Nag is a parvat or the mountain. And in the Rigveda, again, some clue is given that in Rigveda it's mentioned that in long, very long ancient times, mountains used to fly. The parvat used to fly, and then the great Lord Indra cut their wings and made them statuated on the earth. Now this is again mythological story. But what it means, like in long past, the Nagas used to fly in the sky, like we know by the evolutionary and scientific evidence. That there were some species of dinosaurs which used to fly in the sky. They were very big, yet they used to fly. And then there was dinosaurs who were wandering on the earth long time. So again, you can see the elephant is called Nag in the Sanskrit. It means the bigger thing, bigger moving reptilian thing. It's called Nag. So earlier it used to be dinosaurs, then elephant used to call as a Nag, and then the actual snakes which we see. So the common thing is the reptilian being is the connecting thread between the dinosaurs, between the elephant and the snakes. Now snakes can go, the only two to three beings which can go underground, deep underground, are snakes, and then the other reptilian beings like crocodiles and others. So these beings which can go underground deep also have power to transform themselves into humans. Like I said earlier, the mythological stories about Nagas clearly mention that Nag is Ichhadhari being, the person who can change their form. So if you take this into consideration, then you can see the modern myths, modern legends about reptilian beings. I would like to stop here this blog. I will talk more in detail about reptilian beings in my future recording, future log. But just remember that there are two powers diametrically opposite to each other. One represents the solar power, other is the lunar power. One is the Shambhalla, one is the Aghartha, one is astral power, one is the material power. One is represented by eagles in our mythology, and other one is represented by snakes. The fight continues.